back on.
Yeah. So, okay. All right, so grab.
Ferns too, yeah. You like when you start seeing all those ferns. The ferns, they like that stuff. He was eating out like a, they had a real hard rocky spot off this side of it.
Yeah, that was pretty out there. I was about to drop down there and start throwing sand and see if those bugs would come back. Where they went, wherever was out there.
That mango kind of surprised me.
Yeah.
He come right out of the cave. I said, oh man, so he's like, I got to back up like this. He's right across top of me.
Well, yeah, I kept looking in those caves expecting to see something big, and then you just look and they just kept going. They loved them out there.
The black surprised me because he was only 10 feet, 20 feet, 50 feet from me.
Yeah.
And as soon as I turned around, I go, boom.
Yeah, as soon as you started turning, I was like, okay, something's there, and I looked, and there he was. Big old cloud.
Well, that's the nice thing. You turn around and get back. We knew that fishing area was right there.
Yeah. Yeah, we got out of that area, and I wouldn't see much at all. It was right there.
That was definitely that point.
I think that Jon was.
Yeah. Well, they said you can tell by the coral. They had those coral heads.
That's true, yeah.
They just like that funny coral head.
That was real pretty.
Yeah, well,
that one little area was just all the time out.
It was.
A little bit of it I saw.
And I was coming up and I seen a fish coming up at me. So I put that down. It was a group of bigger than like that. I thought it was a pup at first.
Yeah. I didn't see any giants.
No.
There's been 3 or 4 good ones right there.
Yeah. I saw the one that we saw that he went up saying he was probably 8, 9 pounds.
Yeah.
They looked damn.
That was about the one I saw in the cage. Because like, you had already passed and he just kind of cruised out of the cave and just sat there. And I was like, I was trying to bang the camera without tearing it up because it's so tight.
I'm surprised they didn't hear it. I was kind of paying attention to it in case you go, you know.
Yeah, I was like, bang the camera. And he didn't stay long, but I think the way he was sitting, if you would have come up over the top, you could have just smacked him. So he wasn't huge.
That's good.
Yeah,
on the slinger, like the mangoes. I saw 3 or 4 nice mangoes, but they disappeared.
Yeah, they were
in the cage.
Yeah, it looks
good.
So we use baby shampoo so our stuff won't fog.
No, that was
Works great and it don't burn your eyes.
I've been to some of them. It's like I come across one. I see 35 feet, see sand.
There's a million different nasty foggers out there. Seems to work really good, and a lot of that stuff will light your eyeballs on fire if you don't get it rinsed out good. And if you rinse it out too much, then it's a fogging.
Baby shampoo. I came around the point a little bit again.
Way to go. Doesn't burn.
It was comfortable.
Keeps it from fogging pretty well.
It was so bad because when I first came back around, all that white dust from the fish just coming up the side of it.
Put a little paper towel in the case that helps absorb moisture.
A little bit more than that.
Yeah.
So we came back around, looked like there was a forest fire.
Yeah, I thought for sure it was wild by the time we got back. I thought I was hoping something.
We do. Okay, we did my mask.
We did your mask. When I got that burning first, I thought it was
That little piece damp.
I was seeing a lot of hogfish.
It's got that little piece in there.
Yeah, that one that I said it was close, but yeah, it's close.
Was it damp?
Yeah. That was a good dive.
Yeah, he came up with like a monster. Got too close to me. Had to wait.
That's how you wait. Need a little pistol for that one.
He went to cave. He said, well, this is not looking. I turned around and he's coming back towards you. I said, huh?
pieces for the water. Makes the water a lot prettier.
Everything's so blue down there.
Yeah, it helps like you lose color, you know, like down, so that helps bring
Yeah.
color and stuff.
I saw that before us little science experiment. There was like a tube or like a ladder of tubes of like the various colors of the rainbow, and then it's like once you hit a certain depth,
Yeah, you lose
they
color.
all
Yeah, you
are
lose color
just
pretty quick.
yeah, you lose some of the colors fade out faster than others, but like once you get past a certain amount of depth, it just they all just go, they all lose color.
Yeah, that's what these are for.
Yeah,
Color back.
nice.
Hard to beat these GoPros, man. Paper towel. Is that everything?
Both.
So then we've got. Ready on the anchor. Okay, so that's good. Let's do Gary's. Bag system. Just so many cards. Throw a battery in them. Keep the bags from blowing away. Is that thing up? I think it's open. It looks like.
Alright.
It's not good. I think it's popping open. Okay.
I knew some of them weren't feeling like. I mean, it seems like it was sealed. It just was not locked down all the way.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, let's just change this thing over there. We go through some cards. Go through a couple of those we'll go through one of those a day cards.
Well, you gotta let them run when you're down there. Makes sense. You gotta do so much. Plus you're shooting 5K. Is it restored?
Okay, I'll make sure this thing is closing right. Okay. There we go. Looks good. Looks good in the neighborhood. I'll never have enough paper towels, that's for sure. Even a towel gets damp, so paper towels. Dry, dry, dry. Moisture is not our friend. Okay, so we need Gary's. Here's my mask.
What's the top?
us.
Next spot.
At the next spot. Seeing how that chum rolling.
Get the old chum rolling. Yeah, a little half is deep.
I don't know. Don't like it.
Come around, grab a little bit better.
Well, it's just going the wrong way. We're going this way, not that way. Current's not helping.
What size cards in here? Which one do you want me to grab?
I need to retry.
Is the X is your spot?
Huh?
Is that the X is your spot?
The X's were on top of it.
Okay.
So, close.
So hard to do off the boat. I know. I feel your pain even though I got no break for it.
Got it.
Okay.
Good. You're up. And then we did Gary's already, right?
Yep.
We swap here. All right, so we're good.
Good. Both missed.
Okay, let's
all
check
guns.
the batteries on the two top cams.
More zippies? More zippies? Okay. Okay. try. I've gone too far. We'll be close.
Oh, that'll work. There you got her. Pop it up and just check it. You on your phone?
Yeah, I just checked it. YouTube's good.
Does it look good?
Yeah, I just checked it.
Believe it, Chubb didn't come with us.
Maybe it's better grip with Chubb.
No Chubbs.
No Chubb's on. Right on the edge.
That's fine. Edge is good.
I think we should put a dive weight in that bitch and lower it about 35, 40 feet. And then when you go down there, that son of a bitch bleeding down and get them buttons that come into you.
Yeah. Just do it.
Okay.
Try not.
We got a rope or some type we can lower it down.
We got plenty of lines. We don't call it ropes on a boat, Gary.
Find those weights in there.
Lead's under his
That's this side. It's this side. Right in here.
That'll do it. Hell yeah.
That in, you want me to get a hard weight? Be a good advertisement for the overboard. I was going to try to close the whole,
Oh, okay, I got it.
because I want to close the whole thing.
I got it. How much rope we got on this? Was too short.
That ain't going nowhere.
won't fog up.
Gave you a good chum block. We're gonna put it down to about 35, 40 feet, get them muttons coming in. Get a little more action on the bottom. Because them muttons, they come in, but they're working there slowly. But you can get them a couple when you hit the bottom.
Look at me, Robert, talking about it's almost worth just going down there and sitting instead of like trying to cover a lot of ground.
Right, well that's what we did. We did from really, really slow, and then I turned back around a couple of times and went back the same way, and that's when that hogfish went back. And then I turned, that's where the red grouper was. I didn't see that red grouper. I didn't see that red grouper the first time. When I turned around, he was sitting right there.
We came back.
Yep. I mean, 10 feet from where I swam by.
Right.
Get ready to get in.
Hey, yeah. Oh, you gotta get her off the bottom.
What are you doing? About to put a Coast Guard knot in it. Wait, Gary.
Yeah, let me let go fast. You know, if we get pumped over. Give me 1 sec. 1 sec.
One more second.
Yeah, I'll be right
We answered about the questions while y'all were down.
there. Did you?
There. That ain't going nowhere.
True sailors, the both of you.
What?
Check your phone. Just see if you can open that document. Now, I didn't read all the questions, so like I would just read through them and
Okay.
just answer what you know, something a little off, don't worry about it.
Yeah. Don't answer over here.
Where's it?
Gary, where do you buy your underwear?
Apparently not what you did.
What underwear?
So like, I answered like 2 questions, Rob answered a couple, and of course if we get on one, we start talking about it.
So how do you go back?
You don't just talk about it.
Oh.
Read the question out. These are questions we got from people. So we just sat on the back there, and then I'm like, okay, I got some questions for me, and I read them, and I'd answer them. And I Rob, I had a question for you. So with the read for you, just be like, yeah. So just ask. So like, you know, just read the question out loud. The answer for you. You know, talk a decent amount. You know, I answered 2, but 2 questions there. Conversation. So I just answered 2. It was a little interesting. That way we're keeping interacting with the camera, because I just sat on that side and Rob was standing there. We just got to talk with the camera.
It worked well.
Yeah, we're good.
We've done less productive things.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Like diving.
Yeah. Heavy goo in there. Gooed her up.
All right, don't get it in your eyes.
Oh, but yeah, you made the stuff from my face?
Yeah, it's up well for my face.
Oh,
You don't want to share?
I mean, you can have some too.
no, the stuff I was using, that's serum.
Lotion each other.
Wax
It's not
on.
that kind of show, boys.
Wax up. I could wear
Yeah.
the sparkle stuff.
Open that, there's serum.
So we're not drifting, we're shooting the spot.
Yeah, we're just hitting it.
Like, come down, Ron.
Check it out.
Make me pretty.
Yeah.
Great.
So I'll be on
Stick
TV.
around. If it ain't,
Yeah.
come up.
Yeah, baby shampoo. Breeze. Or Gary, when I just hit her one more time.
But it's so thick I can't see through it.
I know.
Let me put on beauty products.
Beauty products.
Oh yeah.
Serum. And it don't take nothing to rub it in, which is about nice.
Serum sounds expensive.
I know.
Serum.
Serum
Serum.
sounds like what you put on a A magic spell or something.
Bellies.
Oh, yeah, water around.
Yeah, it's miracles.
Miracles.
Could be using it every day, man.
Some of that white rhino horn powder in it.
Can you unhook his tank?
Anybody tank out yet?
We're swimming around. It's not 32.
31. 31.
Valleys. Mask out.
Hold the anchor.
Pull the anchor twice. Going to the fire mask. It's definitely been burned. Got the snacky sacks? Yeah. You're good. Nope.
I figured it out pretty quick.
Yeah, I guess so. All right. Take a couple breaths and make sure. I'm having that kind of day. It seems like. My turn.
Yeah, you just turned my air off.
Never know.
Never know.
I'm having that kind of day. That's all right. Usually right. Check that chum.
There's some kind of line going down to the bottom.
Really? You should follow it.
Is there a Jewfish sucked on the end of it?
Can't see.
You can only see about 25 feet.
It's a Goliath grouper. That's a nasty chum here.
I know. I've been squeezing the water out over the boat. So it's less than that bucket. Get out of your way.
Nope, I want it on you so you stink.
No moisture. No moisture. Looking good. Got it. Boom!
And overboard.
Okay, don't show me up this time, okay?
I'm trying to.
Hey.
One upper.
One upper.
One upper.
Single shooter team of showing up. I'm just there for moral support.
Twice the guys.
Half the fish.
Half the fish.
Good luck.
40 coup in the shop I was going to bring, and they sold it.
Oh, is that what you want me to do? I couldn't understand what he was saying.
That chum bag of shake for him. Give that bag a shake for him. See if we get my buttons excited.
Just like
Shake, shake, shake. Arms away, Robert. Oh, that's gonna get him. It'll make my whole day if he comes up with sand in the air.
That's it.
it's pretty wide, but I can check it going. Yeah, he's probably by that.
By the chump hoop. One more.
Get that fresh water for me.
The first one?
Yeah. Get rid of the junk juice. Yeah.
Spraying the water.
Let's see if we can answer a few questions on the live feed. What was it like becoming the youngest freediving champion at just 18 years old? Well, I owe everything to my father. I owe everything to my father, Jim Zumwalt. He taught me everything, and it was exciting. I mean, we go to youth tournaments first, and pick up the competition and the competitive edge. And at 17, 18, I'm competing against my father's teams that are winning the state tournament every year. So it became a goal for me to beat them. And that year we did real well. And it was exciting to be 18 years old to win something like that. It was an honor. But it was enjoyable very much. Can you share the story behind how you and your dad ended up both in the Spearfishing Hall of Fame? Dad, he won multiple states and dove in multiple national tournaments all over the United States, from Washington to Connecticut to Hawaii, and won, I think, 9 years in a row the state championship with Dean Young and Jim Hellinger. So that's how he got into the Hall of Fame. And then when I won the Nationals at the youngest ever, and won the state tournaments 2 or 3 years, that's how I got into it. And we both entered into it at the same time when they called us from California, and that was an honor for sure. That was an honor.
Wow, both at the same time, huh?
Yep.
That's something special too, because it's one thing if he was in it and you were in it at the same time. Plus for different things, both diving related.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Do you remember the very first spearfishing trip? How did you shape in your love for the sport? Yeah, Dad was teaching me how to use a line gun. We were in 120 foot of water and I was free diving, and he made me tie the gun off to a rope, and so I didn't lose his gun. And we were shooting hammerjacks, and I dove down about 40 feet. I was running out of line, and as the old mask we used to have was a metal rim mask that went around your face. And I was getting down to the end, and I pulled that trigger, hit that butt, hit my mask, and cut right through my lip. And that was the first time I ever spearfished. And that doesn't go home either. I stayed there for 5 hours breathing through my lip. What changed the most in the sport since we first started? I would say backpacks and BCs. When I dove, you were using a hard backpack and a weight belt, and that was it. And actually, that was the most enjoyable diving because you didn't have any restrictions when you were down there. You didn't have the current affecting you as much. So I would say that's probably one of the biggest things that changed since for me.
Why do you think they changed it that way? I mean, if those were more efficient.
No, well, it's just
Not
times.
safe?
It's like the regulator changed. You know, when you got Jockey Stowe and had a single lung, aqua lung, and Dad had those with the hose that went around and had a double hose going to the back.
Oh
And
yeah.
you had the mouthpiece in the middle,
Yeah, I remember those.
and it just evolved. And safety reasons,
Yeah.
I get it more than what we were, because if I had to ditch myself, I just ditch it in 3 centimeters. Where you can blow yourself away.
True. Yeah, I guess it was true.
Let's see, you've won the St. Pete Open multiple times. What makes that competition so special? I would say it's probably because the elite spearfishermen in the state of Florida, Connecticut, people would come from everywhere to dive, and it's the world's largest spearfishing tournament. I think they have up to 350 competitors now. And it was always enjoyable to push yourself and try to get the big one. And a lot, you know how it is. A lot of things go wrong when you're trying to shoot big fish. The year that I got the world's record black, we went out and it was blowing about 25 knots. And we had 6-foot seas, and I took a wave over the boat and ripped the T-top off, flooded the recorder, and the only thing was working was the Loran. At that time it was a Loran C. We ended up reading through the buoy, picked it up, threw the buoy again, finally kind of homed it where we thought, dove down, and we got a lot of blacks. We probably shot 200 pounds of blacks, but never could find the big hole that we were looking for. And finally, about the 3rd dive, we found the cave that had 3 of them in it. And actually one of the guys shot it, and he was out of dive, my brother did, and so he come up, and of course the first thing I told him, don't lose my spear gun, and he comes up without my spear gun. So so we made 2 more dives, and we found it again. It was hard to find that cave, even though we knew about where it was at. The current was cooking, and luckily my brother-in-law and me were going down, and we found the gun laying in the sand about halfway through the dive, followed it up, and he was staring at me in the hole, and we stoned him and brought him up, and I think we drunk a bottle of Captain Morgan on the way back in. We were excited.
And that bottle for the ride back in today?
Huh?
Got that bottle for the ride back in today?
Yeah.
So we're gonna go get one of those.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can see them.
Let's see. What's your most memorable tournament dive? I would say probably freediving the Nationals in Catalina. Off there, we were diving against Jon Ernst, which is a world-known freediver. Phenomenal guy. I mean, you could beat him. You're at the top of the list. And me and him were diving head-to-head in 122 foot of water. And I made the first 5 or 6 dives, and I shot 3 fish. And John came up, and he wasn't shooting anything. And he had a coach in his boat, and he's blowing up, throwing stuff, and the coach kind of yelled back at him, get your ass back in the water and shoot you a fish. So I watched John go down 122 feet,